Judge, I believe we're going to be adjourning both Parton and Jackson, but we can wait for Bowditch to come back. But that's what we're leaning towards for those two.
Mary Ann can start looking for the new dates. So when Mr. Bowditch comes back with his clients, we can get that done.
Yep, it's going to be August 23rd at 9 o'clock.
Okay, I think for Parton that works. For Jackson, the reason Mr. Bowditch was saying, because he has, Mr. Jackson has two pending felony sexual assault cases, and we do have the exam for that. It's going to be in front of Judge Oakley.
September 6th.
Yep. And so I think Mr. Bowditch, even though, so technically the cases are not related, they're not the same victims. But I don't know how he and his client will feel about taking a plea that could possibly affect his other court case.
So you're just looking for a date beyond that?
Exactly. Yeah.
September 13th.
Yeah. I mean, those work for me as long as they work for him, because I'll be here either way.
That's at 9:10 at September 13th
Okay.
with Judge Oakley.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Because then the cases can remain. So on Friday, I was on my way to our office downtown, and I only parked outside for a couple hours, but I come back from the office and I see that my front tire is flat. And then, so I didn't think much of it because it was just the front tire. But then the next day, after I changed it, the spare, the next day I was going to work again on Saturday, and the back tire was flat. And so what I think happened is both of them went flat at the same time. And I took it to the tire shop, and they said that they think that it was slashed, probably at work.
Oh my gosh. Where do you park? Like, do you park in a lot or a structure?
It honestly depends. Usually we used to park in a structure at Greektown because it was for free. And then lately, just because it's closer, sometimes we do street parking or like the outside lots that they have. So this time it was street parking right in front of the building. So
unfortunate.
Yes, it was very unfortunate because I'd never had that happen to me where both of my tires were flat and I didn't know what to do.
Just a coincidence, right?
Exactly.
This is 220384 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Rick Allen Parton. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Parton. Mr. Parton, could you tell the judge your name for the record, please?
Rick Allen Parton.
Thank you, Mr. Parton. Your Honor, today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. We would waive the formal reading to stand mute. I've also had a chance to talk with Ms. Mosisian about this. I did receive discovery, but Ms. Mosisian has not had a chance to speak with the alleged victim in this matter to any great detail. So we're not opposing an adjournment in this matter.
Mr. Bowditch, let's back up just a little bit. There was actually an arraignment pretrial scheduled for June 14th, at which time Mr. Parton failed to appear. The court's looking for an explanation for its failure to appear as directed by the court back on June the 14th at 9:10 with Judge Oakley.
Mr. Parton, can you address that, sir? Why you missed a court date?
I was just unaware.
You were
Had your
unaware of the
address
court
changed?
date or unaware that there were, no, unaware of the court date or unaware that there were criminal charges pending?
Criminal charges. I knew she called the police, but I didn't know it was going any further than calling the police, and I was unaware of court date as well.
So the court mailed a notice to you, and I know the court clerk confirmed your address this morning. That previous notice didn't come back. I'm just making the record, but you're here this morning. Mr. Bowditch has you stand mute to the charges. There's a bond recommendation where the police department do not oppose personal bond and ask for no assault of contact with Ms. Lembrick. Mr. Parton, the court is setting your bond at $5,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but you must appear as directed by this court until such time as this case is resolved. The condition of your bond is that you have no assaultive contact with Jessica Lembrick, Lembrick. Your next court date will be August the 23rd, 2022 at 9 a.m. It's on Judge Green's docket, but I will actually be sitting for her. So Mr. Parton, again, your next court date, August 23rd at 9 a.m. Anything else on behalf of the people?
Yes, Your Honor. No, not from the people.
No, Judge, that's all. Thank you.
Just
Anything
for
else, Mr. Bowditch?
Just for clarification, Your Honor, there is the no contact order is no assaultive contact because they do have children in common.
That's exactly what I said, sir. No assaultive contact.
So you can have contact with Jessica, Mr. Parton, but again, as the term indicates, no assaultive no fussing.
Thank you for clarifying that.
All right, thank you, Judge. Mr. Parton, I'll call you.
Thank you. You're all set, Mr. Parton. August 23rd. Have a good day, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I believe I have somebody in custody.
Mr. Jackson.
I'm
you
gonna.
might still be in the breakout.
Looks like he's in my waiting room. Maybe I can move him. I'm trying to effort that as we speak, Judge.
So the question, Mary Ann and Heather, is do the notices go out indicating courtroom number 3, although it will be me?
What do you mean?
Judge Green is the next domestic day.
Uh-huh.
But I'm covering that for her that Tuesday because she's gone.
It'll go out as green so that everybody
Okay.
knows so that there's no confusion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then I'll just say it that way so I won't confuse people. Thank you. Who was fussing?
That's what Jeff told the guy, no fussing. And the guy said, thanks for clarifying.
And that's the problem with the no assaultive. Assaultive is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he knows he can't fuss. His Southern charm.
Just as a heads up, the next two for the 9 a.m.s, those are the two I've not been able to get a hold of the victims. So, and they're both final pre-trials. We've called and tried in various ways.
But my bigger issue, the court's bigger issue is that the defendant's not here. So.
Yes. Well,
yeah,
it's still, yeah, there's
that'd
still
be
some
a
time.
prejudice
It's more
one.
of a heads up to you guys that those should probably, once they're there, we can do them. I don't suspect individuals. I was kind of surprised to see how short the docket was today because lately it's been so long.
It's feast or famine.
That's true. I also have a stack of not in custodies that I have yet to review, so that's probably why. We'll get a few more soon.
Excuse me. It's job security.
Yeah.
So you replaced all 4 tires or just the 2 that were slashed?
Just the 2 that were slashed. Yeah, had to get it towed, which was a problem. And then they had to try to find my tires. So the car ended up being in the shop until yesterday because they didn't have like the specific ones that my car needed. It was just a disaster. And it was probably just someone like, you know, having a bad day and then just decided to do that and then made my weekend not the best.
So then the question becomes, was it just a random thing or was there some indication that you are who you are?
Yeah, exactly. So I did notify our office about it. I don't know if they can actually, if we have cameras where it happened, if they can look into it or not. I mean, I would hope it was, I would rather it be random, of course, so.
That helps you sleep at night.
Yep, exactly.
There's this ongoing conversation about security. And I think part of the issue is that with us being on Zoom and proceedings being more public, people see judges and prosecutors and defense attorneys who they never would normally, or very rarely would normally see.
Yeah,
And you never know who sees you and recognizes you
exactly.
versus.
And plus now our
This-
phones are everywhere too, where usually that wasn't the case.
This is 220-448 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Raymond Anthony Jackson. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, could you tell the judge your name, please?
Yes, sir. Hi, Your Honor. I'm Raymond Jackson, the defendant.
Morning, Mr. Jackson. Today is
Good
the date
morning.
and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, you've had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Jackson. How are we proceeding this morning?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Jackson, I talked to Ms. Movsisian earlier. Mr. Jackson has pending felonies. And I have, in my conversation with Ms. Movsisian, we've discussed maybe adjourning this to find out the status of the felonies. There is a preliminary exam scheduled.
Thank you, sir. That exam is scheduled for September the 6th, so we will adjourn today's pretrial to September 13, 2022 at 9:10 a.m. And that will be in number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley.
That's the
So Mr.
13th, Your
Jackson,
Honor.
that date again is September 13th at 9:10 a.m. Virtual courtroom number 2. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is it. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor, there's no bond discussion in this matter because he's not on bond in this misdemeanor.
Thank you. Mr. Jackson, good day, sir.
You too. Thank you, Your
Good
Honor.
luck. Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
on the 13th.
Your Honor, you and your staff have a wonderful day.
You too. Good to see you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Judge, with Mr. Thompson, I did not ask if he wanted MIDC or not because of what Ms. Movsisian mentioned earlier.
Thank you. This is 210051 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Keith Bernard Thompson. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian for the people, P83923.
Your Honor, was a determination made on Mr. Thompson wanting, well, anyway, for the record, Your Honor, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Mr. Thompson.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Thompson.
Keith Thompson.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, it appears that when Mr. Thompson was last here, that would have been on July the 26th, he did use your services. I'm looking on the ROA. And Mr. Thompson, do you wish to continue with Mr. Bowditch this morning?
Yes.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the final pretrial in this matter where the complainant must appear. The case is not scheduled until 9 a.m. It's 8:48 by this court's clock. Ms. Movsisian?
Yes, Judge, just to make a record. So this case was originally, I think, filed last year, January of 2021. And then the defendant was a capious a few times. And so now we're back over a year later. I've attempted to contact the complainant, both with the number that we have on the report. I've left several messages, have not heard back from any individual that phone is related to. I also did have my detective follow up to see if there was any sort of forwarding address or new contact information for the complainant based on their previous address. And the OIC indicated that they did not leave any information. So at this point, unfortunately, I have been unable to contact the complainant to inform her of these proceedings.
Madam Prosecutor, my policy typically is 15 minutes after the scheduled start time. This is scheduled at 9 o'clock. Do you wish the court to wait until 9:15 or do you wish to proceed?
Judge, we may proceed because I don't believe that anyone would be appearing.
Mr. Bowditch?
Your Honor, absent anybody and to testify, we'd have a motion to dismiss without prejudice.
Thank you, sir. Based on the comments made by the prosecutor, the court will grant the defense motion to dismiss. Mr. Thompson, please understand that the dismissal is without prejudice, which means that if the prosecutor is able to make communication contact with the complainant, the case could be refiled. Understood.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. You're free to go.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wait. Sorry. You had previously posted bond in this matter.
Uh-huh.
The bond will be released. The bond you posted will be returned to you less any fees due to the court.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Taylor? Ms. Taylor, we have not
Yes.
seen.
Good
We
morning.
haven't
Good
seen.
morning.
Good morning. We haven't seen your attorney yet this morning. Your case is scheduled at 9 o'clock. As soon as he gets here, we'll get you put into a breakout room, chat with him, and we'll get your case called, get you on your way, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary Ann,
Yes.
if a Miss Sherry appears, Mariana Sherry, I'm going to be handling that for Samer Jadala.
Okay, thank you.
That's not scheduled to 9:15.
Jeff, if she appears, that's likely going to be a dismissal, just as a heads up.
Boy, it seems like I'm just doing a wonderful defense job today, doesn't it?
That's if she appears.
Yes, ma'am. If any of them do. Thank you, Summer.
Good morning, Officer Ramsey.
Oh, good morning, Judge. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Fisher.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How about you?
I am wonderful, thank you. Your case is not scheduled until 9:30. I have not seen Mr. Nunley yet this morning, but if you sit tight, as soon as we see him, we'll get you matched up with him and get your case called, okay, sir?
Okay.
Thank you. There is a note from Judge Oakley from August 1st that Mr. Nunley is to stick with this file. And Ms. Taylor, you are not eating in court. You can turn your video off. It's okay. Just turn your video off until your case is called.
Mr. Fisher,
Yes.
there's a button on your screen that should ask you to join a breakout room. Can you please push that button?
Breakout room?
Yep.
Where would that be located at?
I touched the, move your mouse around maybe. Sorry, Judge, he's not joining my breakout room.
No, honey, Heather, you're doing exactly what I need you to do. Thank you, ma'am.
Yep. Did you move it and do you see any option to join a breakout room?
It says Heather Clerk.
Mm-hmm.
So hit join.
Please, yes, thank you.
Now, how do you hit that with the?
Yep, use your mouse and hit the blue button that says join. I think it's a blue button.
On the
Just
mouse?
move the mouse and now look at the TV screen as you're moving that mouse.
Okay, I got it on join, but what do
Yep,
you?
click it. Right click that.
Like that?
Yep. Did you click it?
Yeah, the little button on the mouse,
Yeah, but make sure that the little finger is on the join button
the join button.
on your
Call
TV
Virginia.
screen.
Call Virginia or somebody and have them go in there, please.
Okay.
Thank
I'm
you.
not that computer.
Mr. Fisher, A for effort. Mr. Blake, your client's here having breakfast. Do you need to speak with her?
No, Your Honor.
Do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Yes, please.
Mary Ann will get you into a breakout room with Ms. Morsizian.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
I think I can.
You're very welcome.
Security is on their way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should print out a photo, an infographic that shows people what it looks like when it's activated for people who aren't familiar with how to move around.
That might be helpful. We might want to mention it to Virginia maybe,
It's
because
like-
she's good with, she's computer good. Yeah.
See, I have the picture from
Oh,
what Zoom actually looks like for the audio part, but oh, I saw Officer Rapp. Oh, that was nice of him.
yeah.
Good.
So I'm going in.
I see you, sir. We're just waiting for your attorney. I haven't seen Mr. Scanlon yet this morning.
Okay. Did I do it right?
You're fine, sir.
Oh, okay.
We're just still waiting for Mr. Nunley. Are we ready with Ms. Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 220501 SM. This is state of Michigan versus Sheena Taylor. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. FCC on behalf of the people, P83923.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wright Blake appearing on behalf of Sheena Taylor, P37259. Ms. Taylor
State
is
your name for me, please, ma'am.
Sheena Taylor.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Mr. Blake, how are we proceeding?
Judge, I received the email of the discovery. I haven't had a chance to go over it yet with my client. We'd like to ask the court for a short adjournment of this matter.
Is August 23rd short enough, or do you need more time?
That's fine.
August 23rd, 2022. At what time, Mary Ann?
9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Did you say
in
the
courtroom number 3? I'm sorry,
Did you say the 22nd or 23rd, John?
the 23rd, sir.
Okay.
At 9 a.m. in number 3 with Judge Green. August 23rd at 9 a.m. Number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is it. Thank you, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Blake?
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
Ms. Taylor, August 23rd. Have a good day.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Bowders, were you ready on something else?
No, Your Honor, I don't believe I have anybody waiting. I just checked my waiting room.
Susan,
Yes, Judge.
this is 220500 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Tristan Harvey Waters. Today is the day and time set for the final pretrial in this matter. I
Your
call
Honor,
it as
for
the
the
case
record-
was scheduled at 9 o'clock and it's now 9:15 by the court's clock.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of but it appears not with Miss Waters. I have no explanation for her absence.
This is Tristan Waters, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to add, Madam Prosecutor?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were waiting for me. Judge, all I would say is that Mr. Waters was present at the last court date, so he was aware of the date and time of today's hearing, and therefore his failure to appear, the people would request a bench warrant.
There was an offense date in this case of July 5th, 2022. The defendant has previously appeared timely. Based on that, the court will schedule it as, Mary Ann, let's leave it as a show cause on that August 23rd docket and send out new notice. Is it still 9 o'clock or is it a later time?
Our show causes are at 8 o'clock.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
So at that time, if defendant Waters does not appear,
Would it still be a final?
Revisit.
Your Honor?
we will. Show cause final pretrial August 23rd at 8 a.m. If the defendant does not appear, the prosecution is free to renew their request for issuance of a bench warrant. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, did you need to speak to Ms. Sherry?
No, Your Honor, I don't believe so. I believe this is final pretrial. This is Mr. Jadal. Yes, I would need to speak with Ms. Sherry just for a second. This is Mr. Jadal's case. I'm just meeting with her.
Yes, sir.
I just want to get her permission to sit in today.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes. Say hello, I wasn't looking up.
Oh, that was sure if you could hear me or not.
Okay, you're seeing invitation to go into a breakout room and meet with Mr. Bowditch. Please join him there. Is it Mr. Gaucho?
Gaucho.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, yeah.
Have you been in contact with Mr. Scanlon this morning?
I have not.
Okay. Do you want to try to give him a call?
I can try to call his office real quick. Yes, if you want to
Okay.
wait. Okay.
I'm happy to wait. You're here, you're on time. I'm not gonna do anything adverse to you, sir.
Okay. Let me try to call his office.
Thank you.
Let me put this phone down real quick.
Yes, sir. I'm going to mute you so we don't hear your call. Ms. Moisezian, did you need to speak to Ms. Fisher or did you already do that?
No, we've already spoken.
Okay,
And same with Sheila.
thank you.
Your Honor, my attorney has stated that he is in 2 other hearings and he will be logging in a minute.
That's fine. Thank you for reaching out to him.
Oh, you're welcome.
Your Honor, we are ready on Miss Sherry.
This is 220261 SM, State of Michigan versus Mariana Sherry. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Miss Sherry in place of the attorney of record, Samar Jadala, only for these proceedings. Miss Sherry, do I have your permission to sit in?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, today's the date and time set for a final pretrial in this matter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Good morning. The court shows that today is scheduled for a pretrial. I'm looking at the notes from the July 12th hearing with Judge Green. 9/10 pretrial. Am I not looking at the?
If that be the case, Your Honor, we would request a final pretrial.
Judge, I don't believe that's necessary. I think this was scheduled as a final trial. I did make contact with the victim, Nathan Spence. I was able to have a phone conversation with him. He no longer wishes to cooperate or participate in these proceedings. And with that, the people are not able to proceed. Mr. Spence indicated to me that he has not had any contact with the defendant, that there is some sort of PPO in place, that they do not plan on having any more future contact, and therefore he will not be participating in this proceeding.
Outage.
Absent that, Your Honor, a motion for dismissal without prejudice.
Thank you. Motion to dismiss is granted based on the comments made by the prosecutor. Case is hereby dismissed. Ms. Sherry, your bond was previously personal, your bond's released. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is it. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of Ms. Sherry?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sherry, good luck to you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Did I see a Mr. Cleon Miller login?
You did. He is in the waiting room with Mr. Bowditch.
Okay, does he have his own counsel, or is it going to be Mr. Bowditch?
It's probably going to be Mr. Bowditch.
Okay. Mr. Bowditch, after you speak with him, can you and I go in a breakout room in regards to that case?
Do you want to go in first, Sona?
Sure, let's do that.
Sona, I thought we discussed about Mr. Cantron O'Connell. Is that not happening?
Oh, yes. No, that one is, yes, we can take care of that one. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
I just thought that was, that's why I didn't say anything.
Heather. 220523 SM, State of Michigan versus Jesse Catron O'Connell.
Ready, Your Honor. Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. O'Connell. Mr. O'Connell, can you give your name for the record, please?
Jesse Catron O'Connell.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, today is the date and time set for a final pretrial in this matter.
Madam Prosecutor, I note your appearance for the record. The file does indicate that there's a final pretrial scheduled for 9:30 this morning. We're not quite there yet. We're at 9:28. How are we proceeding this morning, Ms. Mosizian?
Yes, thank you, Judge. I have been in contact with the complainant, Megan Catron O'Connell. Unfortunately, given just things that are going on in her life, she is unable to make it and she no longer wishes to cooperate. And therefore, we are not able to proceed without her.
Absent that, Your Honor, defense would make a motion to dismiss without prejudice.
Thank you, sir. Based on the comments made by the prosecutor and the motion of the defense, court will grant the motion to dismiss this matter without prejudice. Mr. Catron O'Connell's bond was a personal bond. That bond is now canceled. Anything else in this matter on behalf of the people?
No, thank you. That's all, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're free to go. Have a good day. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're going into a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch. I will step off for a moment, but I'll be back, right back.
Okay.
Thank you. Heather,
Yes, Judge.
if you have a moment, would you check to see if you can get a hold of Mr. Nunley for me, please?
I sure will right now. I
Thank
will.
you.
Yeah. He's getting ready to sign on in a matter of seconds, Judge.
Thank you. We're
welcome.
barely 9:33, but I just saw Mr. Fisher's been waiting in our probation
Yeah.
room.
Oh, look at that.
Good morning, Mr. Nunley.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you, sir?
Doing very well, thank you.
Wasn't trying to be a pest, but Mr. Fisher's been here a little early. Did you need to speak to him?
Yeah, I'd like to speak with Sona if possible, and then speak with him afterwards.
Absolutely.
I will move you now. Let me see.
Judge, I'm going to sign off. I have a customer downstairs who would like to speak to me now.
No, no. Thank you for your help this morning. Have a great day, ma'am.
Yep, thank you.
Customer. Marianne, this must be part of the new model that calls for reimagining courthouses.
What is it? For what?
Reimagining courthouses. I am reading the report from the Michigan Justice for All Commission. Where there is work underway to reimagine our legal system, to close the massive civil justice gap with a comprehensive approach to civil justice reform that includes innovative technology, common sense procedural improvements, and proven steps to provide more ways for people to solve legal problems with or without a lawyer.
Huh.
Just a little light reading between cases. A report with hyperlinks to more reports. Mr. Nunley, now with Mr. Fisher.
No, now I believe Ms. Mosisian is going to speak with Ms. Fisher. And then when she's done speaking with her, then her and I have to speak one more time, and then after that.
Thank you. Ms. Fisher, please join the breakout with the prosecutor.
Mr. Nunley, I'm sending you a message. That way we don't have to go into a breakout room.
Okay. Okay, can I talk to Mr. Fisher now?
Can I move them?
I thought Mary Ann was on to move them. I guess that answers that question.
Yep, I'm doing it. But thanks. Don't know.
Yeah, of course.
We are getting dangerously close to the end of our docket with no Mr. Scanlon.
How are you?
Morning, Mr. Scanlon.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Morning.
sir. Thank you for joining us.
I'm sorry, I got two other hearings today.
I understand. And going forward, if you would just check in with us early and let us know so I don't have to have your client call and figure out what's going on, but that's more me fussing than anything else. Do you need to speak to the prosecutor or to Mr. Gaucho?
Yes, I can. Can I speak to the prosecutor, Your Honor? And my apologies.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
no worries.
Yes, I will move you.
Mr. Nunley, did you tell Mr. Fisher to return to the main session, or did you need to go back in with him?
No, I didn't tell him. I didn't know what, if he's on a device for the court or something, does he have the ability to hit buttons on that thing?
He has the ability, but I don't know that he has the knowledge.
The know-how, sure. I can go back in and try to walk him through it.
Let me see if I can.
Nope, there he is.
There we are. Ms. Moisezian just went in with another attorney. Wait a moment. When she comes out, I'll call Mr. Fisher's case first.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mary Ann, we are ready on Mr. Miller when the judge is ready.
There is another case ahead of his, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
This is 220554 SM, State of Michigan versus Carlos Antonio Fisher. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sona Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendants.
Mr. Fisher, state your name for me, please.
Carlos Antonio Fisher.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding?
We are going to need the briefest of adjournments as we do not have any discovery yet in this matter. I was speaking with Ms. Mosisian about potentially amending this no contact order. My client appears to have run out of money and he doesn't have anywhere in which he can go. He was asking for permission to sleep in the garage or to sleep in his truck. And I told him that that the court wouldn't, be able to entertain that without, the consent of the alleged victim. But I did tell him that I would ask the court to give us the soonest or the next available date so that we could try to get him in there as soon as we possibly can.
Our next available date is August the 23rd.
So I will be in Florida on vacation with the family, but I can have Mr. Hadley fill in for me on that day with the court's permission.
Absolutely, sir. I know that Judge Oakley indicated that you would stick with the file, but Mr. Hadley, I would be happy to see him on the 23rd. At what time, Mary Ann?
9:40.
9:40 a.m.
Is there any way that I could do it a little later? He has a 9 o'clock motion. It'll probably be open by then, but just to be safe, could we do it later in the morning?
When Mr. Hadley arrives, how late are you thinking, Mr. Nunley?
I mean, anything 10:30? You have anything around then? We could do it earlier if we need to.
If he arrives at that time, the problem is that this court is covering felonies for another court starting at 11.
Oh,
So if
okay.
Mr. Hadley, if he gets here 10-ish, 10:30.
I'll put 10.
Mary Ann, is there time late in that morning?
Well, the 9:40 is the last one, and I can call Michelle and see if that's okay with Judge Green. If you give me just 1 second.
You don't need to call her, it's me.
Oh, it's you. There you go. Well, yeah, you can do it anytime then.
It's me. So if Mr. Hadley is not here until 10 or later, I'm making notes in the file, Hadley sub. And that, okay. Mr. Hadley will be substituting. It's on August 23rd. We're putting it on the docket at 10. If he's later, we'll work around that. And then the issue to the bond modification, Madam Prosecutor, was there something you wanted to say in response to the request?
Well, yeah, I've spoken several times with the complainant in regards to the no assaultive contact. At this point, we do not feel comfortable amending that. We recognize that it puts the defendant in a predicament about where he's going to reside. However, I do also believe that the defendant is the financial or the primary financial provider because he does still receive his paychecks from through his retirement and whatnot. And so other than just not being able to change it at this point, the complainant just does not feel comfortable having the defendant around while the case is pending.
Thank you. Mr. Nunley, respectfully, the court's going to deny the request to amend the bond conditions at this time. We'll see the parties back here on August 23rd at 10-ish. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that's all. Thank you. Or just to let you know, for discovery, I did request it from the police department. I just have not received it yet, but I should be getting it today to get to Mr. Nunley. So I am working on that.
Thank you so much. Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
No, but I do thank the court for the accommodation. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Mr. Fisher, you're free to go this morning. I will see you on August 23rd, sir. Have a good day.
Can I ask what day is the 23rd?
What day of the week, sir? It is a Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you guys.
This is 220369 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Daniel Gaucho.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923. And just for the record, the complainant Sheila Gaucho is present on Zoom as well.
Please sign record to Rogers Scanlon P number 74992 appearing on behalf of Mr. Gaucho via Zoom technology. Wish to appear via Zoom technology. Waive formal appearance in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sir, state your name for the record. Mr. Gaucho? Thank you.
Yeah,
State your name.
Daniel Gaucho.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Mr. Scanlon, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I've had an opportunity to review the information in the police report. And at this time, I'd like to set the matter for a final pretrial. Because I'd like to discuss that police report and whether or not my client wishes to proceed to trial on the matter.
Will that August 23rd date give you sufficient time to review this information with your client?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Marianne, can I use that 9:40 slot?
Yes, ma'am.
August 23rd, 9:40 a.m., number 3 with Judge Green. The complainant is present today. Do you require the complainant to return on that August 23rd date?
Are you asking me, Your Honor?
I was asking the prosecutor.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge, I mean, I don't think it's necessary. She's been very cooperative. I think she's appeared for every court date. You know, unless I'm told beforehand that the plea is going to be accepted or that her presence is needed, my preference would be to not have her here.
Mr. Scanlon, do you require the complainant at the August 23rd date?
No.
Ms. Gaucho, did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Miss Sheila?
I did, Your Honor.
Thank you. August 23rd, 9:40 a.m., number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, thank you, Judge.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Have a good day. You're
You
free
too.
to go. This is 220560 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Cleon Travis Miller. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, would you state your name for the judge, please?
Cleon Miller, Cleon Travis Miller.
Thank you.
Today's the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've spoke with Mr. Miller. I've spoke with Ms. Movsisian. Mr. Miller wishes to enter a no contest plea to the charge of domestic violence with the understanding it'd be put on probation for 1 year. The matter would be taken under 769 in that period, and he would attend batterers counseling and continue the no contact. The no contest plea, Your Honor, is based on civil litigation. The parties will probably be going through that shortly.
Mr. Miller, raise your right hand for me, sir.
I have.
Do you swear or affirm that testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Put your hand down. You were able to hear Mr. Bowditch just now regarding a plea in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that the court accepts your plea, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to, I'm sorry. Mr. Bowditch has indicated that there's a no contest plea. Mr. Bowditch, the factual basis for the plea in this matter.
Your Honor, you wish me to voir dire Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Miller, did you and your wife, on this day in question, did you and your wife have a disagreement?
Yes, sir.
Did the disagreement end up in a scuffle?
Yes, sir.
Was there an offensive touching in that scuffle?
No, sir.
No offensive touchings?
No, sir. She tried to, what, I don't know what the,
Mr.
no, sir.
Bowditch, I'm sorry. Here's the issue. You're saying a no contest plea. The court
Correct.
doesn't have the police report. So if you want to present something to the court to satisfy that the elements of the crime have been met, the court would typically rely on the police report, but because it's not been provided and you want to maintain this no contest.
You understand, Mr. Miller, the judge has to have it on the record to accept the plea.
No, what, I don't know, sir. I don't, you told me, this, I don't know. I don't know.
Your Honor,
Go back into,
can I go into a back breakout room with Mr. Miller?
absolutely.
Thank you, Judge.
You should be able to move him, Mr. Bowditch, and Mr. Miller, you can return to the same breakout room.
How do I do that?
I'm trying to effort that as we speak, Judge. There'll be something that says join, Mr. Miller.
Judge, I just have to make a,
I'm sorry.
oh no, I have to just make a quick phone call to Bam
Absolutely.
Brin. Okay, but I'll be on in case they call it. Oh,
He's in your waiting room.
I think we have it, Judge.
Are you serious?
I'll bring the file out.
Mr. Waters, your case was scheduled an hour ago.
Yeah, I was waiting in Brian Oakley's. I've called up to the court twice and they said to continue waiting. This time when I just called back, they said that it was I was supposed to be in this courtroom. I didn't know why I had a different judge for the same thing. I was just confused.
The criminal cases are not, the criminal cases will see a different judge assigned from time to time, sir. I called the case previously. Mr. Bowditch is still here. The prosecutor is still here. When they come out of the breakout, we'll get the case recalled, okay?
All right, thank you so much. I'm sorry about
You're
that.
so welcome.
Mr. Waters, do you still live on Spring Hill?
Yes, ma'am.
And a phone number, please.
Phone number is 757-806-0241.
Your email address is the same?
Tristan Waters 96 at iCloud.com.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I believe we're ready to proceed on Miller.
We're back on the record in 220560.
Your Honor, if I may continue my voir dire.
Absolutely.
Mr. Miller, on the day in question, we've already established there was a scuffle between you and your wife on this day.
Yes, sir.
Was there an offensive touching?
Yes, sir.
Did you do the offensive touching?
Yes, sir.
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor.
Prosecution satisfied.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Miller, the court will accept your no contest plea to the sole count of domestic violence. Is there any reason to adjourn this matter for sentencing with the complainant present? And Mr. Waters, I hope you're not smoking.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Madam Prosecutor, is there a reason to adjourn the case for the complainant to be present for sentencing?
No, Judge, unless defense requires it. I've spoken to her. We went through what the recommendation that we would be providing in this case. I don't think that there's anything else that needs to be added.
I don't think so. I would have no request for a delay, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client before the court passes sentence in this matter, sir?
Other than, I don't believe Mr. Miller has any sort of record or anything. This was the ending of a 10-year relationship. I don't believe Mr. Miller is going to have any problem adhering to the no contact order. I've explained to him a little bit about the batterer's counseling. He's aware of that. He's voluntarily go into that program. I don't think there'll be any other issues, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. The court will impose a fine of $500, cost of $100. There's $75 mandatory crime victims fee. There's $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. The court will place the defendant on 1 year of probation, as previously indicated by a defense attorney. The no contact order with the complainant in this matter, that being Jennifer Lynn Miller, will continue. Mr. Miller will engage in batterer's counseling and provide all updates and reports to the probation department as required. Mr. Miller will also complete all other requirements set forth by the probation department, who will be in communication with him at the phone number and email address he confirmed this morning with the court. There will be documentation for you to sign, sir. There'll be a payment plan for you to establish for your fines and costs and your oversight fees. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, Judge. Oh,
Anything
I'm
else
sorry.
on-
Sorry, I just thought of something. The only thing, it's not necessarily related specifically to the plea. It's more of, I'm not quite sure if Mr. Miller is going to need to gather any of his belongings. I do know that the complainant is actually actively planning on moving out. She's already hired a truck. She's going to be gathering her things and leaving that residence that currently is listed as a no return for Mr. Miller. So once that happens, I will be notifying the court so he can go back there. However, in the meantime, she indicated that if he wants to come get anything, she does not want to be present for that to happen. And so if he knows when that's going to be with for instance, if he does it with a police standby, to at least notify maybe Mr. Bowditch, and then Mr. Bowditch can notify me so I can, make sure that that's properly arranged.
I've had that discussion, Your Honor, with Mr. Miller.
Okay. Okay.
Ms. Mosisian is very thorough.
Anything else, Ms. Mosisian?
And then the only other thing is, I don't believe that this prevents Mr. Miller from going out of state. Is that correct? Does he have to notify the court of that in any way if he was to travel?
His pretrial release order and bond indicates not to leave the state of Michigan without the permission of this court. Do we need to modify that?
Yes, because that's what I thought it included. Again, it was shared with me that it sounds like he might be going to a wedding out of state. If he does plan on doing that, maybe it's something that, I have no objection to him doing that. Of course, if he returns, maybe Mr. Miller can speak to that more.
Your Honor, this is a pre-planned event for Mr. Miller. It does not involve Mrs. Miller.
When?
This weekend, Your Honor.
The 12th through the 14th? Or the 13th? Mr. Miller, when are you traveling, sir?
My ticket is, I got a ticket the 11th through the 15th. I'm going to
And where you going?
Atlanta, Georgia.
May leave state to travel to Georgia, August 11th through the 15th. Have a good time, Mr. Miller. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Miller, take care. The probation department will be in communication with you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
This is a recall of 220500SM. This is State of Michigan versus Tristan Waters. The court called the case previously. The defendant was not here. The court set the matter for show cause on August 23rd, 2022. Mr. Waters appeared at 10:06 a.m. this morning, indicated that he went back to Judge Oakley's courtroom. Judge Oakley did the pretrial on July 26, 2022. That record now being clear, with the attorneys place their appearances on the record.
Yes, good morning again, Your Honor. Sona Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
For the record, Your Honor, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Waters. Mr. Waters, could you state your name for the judge, please?
Tristan Waters, Your Honor.
Your Honor, today is the date and time set for a final pretrial in this matter.
This matter was scheduled at 9 o'clock. It's now 10:15 a.m. by the court's clock. The complainant has not appeared this morning. Madam Prosecutor, any comment?
Yes, thank you, Judge. I tried to reach out to the complainant multiple times, both the last time we appeared as well as for this court date. I have not been able to reach her or her mother, who was the other point of contact that I had. I have left several messages. And so it was my understanding, based on the no communication from them, that they would no longer be cooperating. And so we are unable to proceed at this time.
With that new information, Your Honor, I'd like a motion for dismissal without prejudice.
Thank you. Based on the comments made by the prosecutor and the motion of defense attorney, the motion to dismiss is granted. This case is hereby dismissed without prejudice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Waters, you are free to go, sir. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you, Mr. Waters.
That concludes this court's docket. Anything else, Madam Prosecutor?
No, that's it. Are you doing arraignments today as well?
I am not, unless you need me to.
Oh, okay. I think Van Buren's going to be sending one over. They're going to let me know what time, so I'll be logging back in. I guess I don't know which judge will be handling it.
I think it's Judge Oakley. Mary Ann can check the docket. I just don't have it out with me.
No problem. Well, then, thank you, and I'll see you. Are you on tomorrow as well?
I am not. It's Judge Green, but I have some arraignments, some exams on her docket in the afternoon.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Well,
you. Mr. Bowditch, thank you for joining us early. Have a wonderful day, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Movsisian.
Sona, it is with Judge Oakley.
Thanks,
See you,
Mary
Judge.
Ann.